Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a what you need to hear right now pick a card. So what messages do you need to hear for clarity, for guidance? What is in your energy right now? I love doing these readings because it just picks up on how you're feeling right now, puts things into perspective, gives you new insight. So I really hope that I can bring you that today. And without further ado, let's get into the reading. You can choose between these three piles. This is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. You can look at the timestamp in the description to choose your pile to skip ahead. I'm currently not doing personal readings. What I am doing is guiding you back to your own truth through soul journey sessions. So I let you drop into your own intuition, your own soul voice, and help you hear what it wants to tell you. So it's kind of personal life coaching, which I love to do. So if you are seeking a little bit more guidance, hear from your own soul what it is that you need to do. I'm always directing you back to your own truth. This is just like entertaining and giving you some insights, some perspectives. But if you really want to get to the core of things, you always have to redirect back to you. So I hope that I can help you do that through my soul journey sessions. Those are also linked below. Also, my membership is linked down below. I do exclusive readings, new moon ceremonies for manifestation, meditations. You can find those and EFT tapping videos as well. So self-healing practices, mindset shifting, all that good stuff. You can find that all below. I hope you're excited to get into the reading. So let's go. Pile number 1. This is your reading. Let's see which cards you got. So we're starting off with the Tower, or the Crumbling. I kind of see this as the Tower in tarot. Then Inner Compass, Self-Love, Voyage, Sacred Vow. Interesting. Then Happiness is My Birthright, and Vulnerability. See if it's all in frame. Nope, it's not. Let me just readjust my camera. Okay, so what I'm seeing for you is a lot of changes. It's now July, almost August, and we're in this Venus retrograde, I believe. I'm not gonna pretend like I know all the things about astrology, but the energy that is present as I'm doing this reading, you can like watch this a year later, but the energy is more of a cleaning up to show the world the real you, like the new version of you. That's kind of the energy right now. It's also Leo season, I believe, and so Leo is a lot about expression. And so the story that I'm picking up on through this reading is like things have been crumbling for you and might felt pretty weird, or like you didn't really know where things were going, or you might have made some decisions that have a lot of impact that you didn't know were going to be impacting you in that way. And so as I'm seeing this, it's like you have learned to trust yourself more, to kind of just let the bullshit behind and to decide that you are going to do what it is that you need to do for yourself. You are your own inner compass. And as you're tapping into what it is that you need, what it is that you want, what it is that you don't want, you are focusing and giving yourself more self-love. And it's a journey, and so it's kind of like you have made this sacred vow to yourself, like, okay, I'm going to show up for myself in a different way. I want to be more true to myself and not ignore anymore like what is really important to me. As we also have the card of vulnerability, it says kwetsbaarheid in Dutch. I feel like you, because of like this tower moments are always when things that have not been built on solid foundations, they have to crumble down in order for you to build a strong foundation. If something is out of alignment with your soul, if something is not resonating anymore or never was, but you were just like, kind of have to do this, those things like have probably been falling away in your life. And so you're being guided to really look within with vulnerability, like, what is it that went wrong here? Or what is it that is out of alignment? What is it that is not resonating anymore? And it kind of feels like you are tired of denying it, and you are really honing in on what it is that you need for yourself and giving that to yourself, respecting your own journey, your energy, what you have to give. And it kind of feels like a dark night of the soul, to be honest. We all go through these spiritual awakenings. A spiritual awakening is when you realize that it's kind of like you're leaving an old identity behind. And I feel like that's the case maybe here as well. It might not have to do with identity, but as that is the present energy with like Leo season and Venus retrograde, those all, like the energy is about identity. Stepping more into your authentic truth. And so happiness is my birthright, and sacred vow kind of makes me think of, you're really promising yourself like, okay, I'm going to really get to my happy place. Maybe you're not sure where it is, but you are leading from this soul place. So you are checking in, you are being vulnerable to feel deeper into what it is that you want. And so you will find these answers, and we'll get more into that as well. Like, where are you voyaging to? What is it that, like, what is your truth in this situation? Because I feel like that feels very vulnerable right now as well. Like, I kind of know that this is not what I want, and I kind of feel like I want to move in this direction, but there is a lot of uncertainty. But I also feel like that is beautiful. It's a beautiful energy to begin again. It is painful, humbling. Like, there is a lot of emotion that comes with these tower moments, right? But if you look at it from a distance, you get to build something new. And that is so, that is an opportunity, right? Sometimes with these things, it's like the worst that could happen happened, and now you are looking around, looking at the aftermath, right? And you're like, oh, I can survive this, right? What else is possible now that I have seen my own strength, and I know that I get to build from the ground up, or I get to choose for myself what it is that I need. And that takes a lot of strength, that takes a lot of courage, that takes a lot of patience, and being open to new possibilities. And that is pretty fucking scary. And so, as this is an exciting period, it might also feel like you are still having to catch your breath because of this season that you've just been through. Maybe you've been holding on to something and now it's just gone. And then you're like, okay, now what? Who am I now without this? Or it just feels kind of weird, maybe empty. But I feel like you are also tuning into this new energy, tuning into like where you're going right now. You have made this vow to yourself of like, I'm going to be truthful to me. I want to do what is best for me. I have seen that like these things don't work for me anymore. So why would I like keep doing them? It just doesn't make sense. And that feels really good. And that is the beautiful energy that I'm feeling. Like, you are truly choosing your soul path. And like, if you know me, that it's kind of the thing that I do within my work. I do these soul journey sessions where I let people feel what their soul has been trying to tell them. Like, your mind, your head can talk you out of things, can talk you into things that other people want from you, or what is expected, or what you should do. But when you really connect to the core of yourself, of your soul, like, your soul has a voice. My soul talks to me in like really short words, gives me guidance. It's like intuition. but it's different than, well, I can get into the specifics, which I would love to do because like it's my job. I love to talk about my job. But so these soul journey sessions I do with people to hear what it is that they need to hear, and it's always pretty confrontational. It is really humbling. It is kind of creating these tower moments, but that is, and so if you're going to do a session with me, you have to be like open to whatever your soul is going to tell you, because you will feel within your whole body that that is the truth. It's your truth. And so I love guiding people back to their truth. And so that's kind of what you have been doing yourself. And you are really listening to your soul. You're really open to like, okay, I cannot ignore this soul voice anymore because it's been knocking on my door, and I know that I need to listen if I want to better myself, better my life, and it's time, right? Happiness is my birthright. You cannot do the things that are not bringing you ultimate happiness. That's not going to make you happy, right? So what is going to make you happy? And because you are listening to this soul voice, you will figure it out. I've been actively tapping into my soul voice and having these tower moments for 5 years now. I'm not scared of those tower moments anymore because I know that it's just temporary. And every time that we get to shed an old identity, we can become so much more. And the growth that I've been seeing in my own life and in the life of my clients is so beautiful. What you're doing essentially is becoming more of who you already are. You are shedding layers of conditioning, of past lives, of trauma, generational trauma, labels that society put on you. It's just like, and it doesn't have to go that far. Like, I've been doing this for 5 years, so there are a lot of layers that I got to discover and shed and let go of. But the more that you listen to your soul, the more happy you are becoming, because you are just not allowing anything that does not resonate with your soul to come into your life, because you will feel it, because you will become more accustomed to the feeling of things being in alignment with your soul. And that feels so, so good. And so anything that does not feel that good, it's just not, you're not going to allow it anymore. That is the vow that you're making to yourself. That is the self-love part, right? Why would you do anything that doesn't make you feel good? And sure, there are things that you like need to do, like pay bills, take care of the kids, whatever. But that can also be from this aligned place. You can ask your soul for guidance in how to do that in the best way, for example. So what is it that you are moving into? I'd really love to see. I'm going to pull some tarot for you. Also, I'm really excited for you. Oh, wow. Do I need to say anything about that? You see the resonance? That's so funny. Yeah. So maybe you still kind of feel like you are in the tower moment, still letting go, still feeling confused, still feeling like you need to hold on to the old. Well, intuitively you know that it has no use because it doesn't resonate anymore. It's just not useful for you anymore to stay in that energy of the old. And this is normal, right? If you have always been a certain way and always done certain things a certain way, you're not going to know how to do that differently, right? That needs experimenting, that needs time, and it needs the intention to say to yourself, like, okay, it's okay to let go of the old. And maybe you're not ready for that, and you're still like holding on, and that's okay. The devil. The devil speaks of short-term satisfaction. And as I was talking about like holding on to the old, I feel like that is resonating with the devil, right? For your long-term vision, for your voyage, for the promise that you made to yourself, you know that this is not going to work anymore. You know that the old has to go in order to build something new. You know that you have to be really honest in order to create that happiness. What is the reason for pile 1 holding on? I'm so sorry if you hear like construction noises. I'm not sure if my mic is going to pick up on it, but it's pretty loud. Let me see if I can do something about that. Oh, good. Okay. So with the King of Wands, I feel like it might has been giving you some kind of image, status, your old life. You really like being seen this certain way. This identity. It has given you a lot and you are pretty proud of what you've built maybe, or how people see you. And maybe that is, yeah, it's like the identity part is kind of keeping you where you've always been. But I want to remind you what self-love can do, and building again is amazing. I used to be a really shy, insecure girl. I've been through many of these sour moments, not to hype myself up though. I'm pretty proud of like the ego deaths that I've been through, because like I know this feeling. It's so scary because you don't know where you're traveling towards, right? You have no idea what it's going to look like, who you are going to become. But I'm so glad that I am who I am today. I've changed so much. Like the person that I am today is not who I was 5 years ago, not at all. And not to say that the version of me 5 years ago wasn't good enough. She absolutely was, but I feel so much happier, lighter, more confident. I'm able to give more, I'm able to love more, I'm able to be more true, speak my truth more because of going through these things. Before this, I was people pleasing. Before this, I don't know, it's just so different. So don't underestimate yourself and how much you can grow, and how, like, I hear coming up on top. Like that is you. If you are going through this process, if you let yourself grow, right? Because it is allowing yourself to step out of your mold and let the universe guide you to show you what else is possible, what more you can become. And like the possibilities are endless. Not to say that where you are right now is not good, but this is happening for a reason, right? I feel like the universe is guiding you to something way better. And I feel like you feel that as well. Because you are getting ready to move forward. And we outgrow cycles, right? Like this only happens to really brave people who are done keeping their blinders. This is only because your soul like chose to go through this transformation. That means that you are capable of doing this. Otherwise, you would not be going through this process. You wouldn't be ready, but you are ready. Like the tower moment already happened, and so it's for you to take those first steps into a new direction. And you get to choose like solely what you want it to be. Eight of Swords. And it feels like you are just in a stagnant energy of not being ready to move forward. But that's also an illusion. I was going to say like it's okay to like stay there for a little bit to just like catch your breath, but you also got the devil. And so it is an illusion that you cannot step forward. It's just like your fear holding you back. But you can do this. And maybe you do not know like what decision to make, like what that step forward should be. But I feel like you're being guided to take a step forward anyways, and it doesn't matter what it's going to look like. Because okay, I hope that this is going to make sense, but like what I'm seeing is like you are stuck right now. And stuck doesn't mean stuck. No one is ever like stuck. You're staying in this place. When you're moving by doing something that is going to make you go forward. So you're making a small decision to maybe learn a new skill, to maybe talk to a friend about it, to maybe journal about it, to maybe like buy your own domain name to start a website, or like if you want to be a business owner or whatever. Just doing a small step into that direction is going to help you not be stuck anymore. Like you're gaining momentum. You are moving the energy forward by doing that little thing. By doing the little thing, you will get the inspiration for another little thing. And those are like that is like the inner compass. You take one step, the universe will show you the next one, and the next one, and the next one. But it's for you to decide that you are done feeling this fearful. You're done playing out this old story. It's for you to like take the first step, and then the universe will meet you there. You're not stuck. It just feels like you don't really know what that first step is, but I promise you it doesn't matter. As long as you get the energy moving, as long as you do something for yourself that feels good, feels fun, like you don't do anything that you don't want to do. Like if you're not ready to like register your new business, don't do that, right? Start small. Maybe talk to another business owner. Maybe make a business plan. Dream about it. What would you like to do? Like what systems do you need to have in place? How does it work? Do research. And if you have already done a lot of research, take another step to keep it moving. What is that step? And I promise you, when you do this, it will feel so good because you have been knowing that that is like the direction that you need to go through, right? You're not holding yourself back then anymore, and that feels so good because the longer that you keep resisting, like the dreams of our souls will always be there. They're there for a reason. It's not going away. So you can resist it, but when you start to take action on it, it's like you have this relief. Your soul is like, finally, like we're doing something about it. And it just feels really good. And then you can get excited and you can like learn and grow, and like no one knows how to do something new. They haven't done it before, right? You have to start somewhere. Start before you're ready is one of my mantras. I started my business when I was 19 years old. I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I've been in business for 5 years. I still don't know what I'm doing sometimes. And that is just part of the process, and that's okay. Like we all make mistakes. We all need to learn a lot about something that we want to do, and you can change what it is that you want to do. Like you can decide you want a business this year, and then next year you're like, no, not for me. That's fine. Like you're here to experience things. Your soul wants you to have fun, to play, to learn. That's why you're here. It's not about having to do these things because someone said that life's supposed to be this way. You are the one that gets to decide what it is that you want to experience here. The Three of Swords is like looking at your accomplishments, doing reflection, telling yourself why you are ready for this new chapter. Because I know that you can come up with like, I'm hearing like 100 reasons why you should do this. And so don't make those reasons why you shouldn't do it overshadow why you should do it, because why you should do it is like, it's clear. I feel like you know that this is like the next step. Also, I had this a few times as well where like why I shouldn't do it was overshadowing why I should do it, even though I had 100 reasons to do it. And what really helped me was to make a list of why I shouldn't do it. And then like those were like problems in my mind, right? So I wrote down the problem, and then next to it I wrote what I would do if that would happen. And so I would write a solution for the problem. And then all of those problems turned out to not be so significant as I thought that they were, because they could all be resolved. And like the worst case scenario also happened, which is like being in business and not getting any clients for way longer than I wanted. And I also survived that. like I took another job. I learned to like make it, get through that by doing the things that I also love. Like it's not that you like have to succeed at this one thing. Like there are multiple ways in which we can like do work or whatever it is that you want to do, right? Life is so much more than just that one thing that you're now maybe scared to move into. And so don't underestimate yourself, don't underestimate the universe for guiding you towards the best possible opportunities. Like because of detours and things going wrong, I learned so much. And I've met people that I needed to meet. I learned lessons that I needed to learn in order to move forward in the way that I'm able to do now. It's more like a motivational speech kind of thing, this reading. I really hope that this resonates and can help you in a way. Making that list of like the problems and then writing what I would do in that situation to solve it, it just made so much sense, and like I could move forward because those things that were really scaring me, and they couldn't really hold me back anymore because I just saw on paper like, oh, I'm actually going to be fine. Like it's going to be scary, it might be difficult, might be irritating to like having to handle that situation if that ever happens, but like I can deal with that. And so you will probably be able to deal with it as well. I'm sure of it. Like you're strong. I promise you. Thunderbolt, the creator comparison. So before I pulled these cards, I asked like, what is pile 1 learning? And you're learning that even though, like this is the tower. You've got 3 tower cards. See those people? That is the tower. That's so funny. Okay. So you are learning that even though this unearthing, shocking, like things falling away, crumbling thing, even though that happens, that also means that you get to create again. Like you are the creator. You are manifesting every day what it is that you want through your thoughts, through what you are speaking out loud, through your actions, through your energy, through your decisions. You have so much power. So my camera just cut off and I'm not sure where I was in what I was saying, but the message that I got is like you are learning that you are the creator, and you might get stuck on comparing yourself with other people's journey, and that's why you're in the stagnant energy. But you don't need that, right? You are listening to your own soul. That's your journey. Your journey is not someone else's journey. It can never be, because we're all different, right? So that's not even going to be possible. We all have our unique flavors, unique gifts, unique energy, what we have to give. Like even our traumas make us so much stronger in a way, like resilient, and give us insights in how people behave and how we want to treat them. Like it all forms us to be this unique human who has a unique experience and who has unique dreams to live. Let me see what else I can get for you. So I use these cards a lot, so I like know the meaning of them now. And this one talks about a new way of being, a new, new direction. And this one talks about things coming into balance, being on the same frequency, the same like line, right? You are coming to terms with what your soul needs, and it's like your mind is catching up with it. Like your identity is changing a little bit. That is scaring you, but it is all, you're getting used to this new way of being, slowly but surely. It's all coming into balance, but it needs some time maybe, or maybe you need to really work through your fears to discover what it is that you're like really scared of, how other people see you, like what can go wrong. It's important that you are honest about that
And the best way to deal with this is just to be brutally honest and to do what is needed for you to move forward, to move out of this energy. Like, there is a whole new path unfolding for you. So why would you stay here, right? You know that's, you cannot really stay there anymore, right? It has crumbled for a reason. So what is the energy that you're moving into? A time for healing, yeah. I feel like it's just, the message is just to be brave, to look at yourself with love, to be honest with yourself, to move from this vulnerable place so you cannot really like hide from the truth anymore. It's your truth. It's beautiful. So don't underestimate your value. Don't underestimate what you're capable of. There is so much more you can do. Adjustments are required. Don't be afraid to step up for yourself, to live a life that is meaningful, that is healthy, to be able to give more because you are in balance. You have brought space into your life to be able to give more because you can pour from a full cup. So maybe you need to give more to yourself first. What can create that happiness for you? Be bold and make the first move. Yeah, what I've been saying. Take that one little step forward. It doesn't have to be a big step. Like, if that is needed, if you know what it is that you need to do and you're just postponing it, just bite the bullet, just do it. Make sure like you know what you're doing, right? Make that list of what should I do if things go wrong. But make that move, because you cannot, you can try to stay here, but I feel like it's just, you need to like move on. You need to pivot, make adjustments so you can heal, so you can create that happiness. You are so deserving of that happiness. Don't hold yourself back. Don't let pride get in the way. Yeah, that old identity, that's all like your pride. Pride doesn't really bring you anywhere. That's why I love the being vulnerable card being there. It's just ego, and ego is loving the old, holding on to the past because it's comfortable. But is it really comfortable? It never really is. Bring love into the situation. You're very close to achieving your goal. Is there anything else you want to say, Spirit? You're capable of doing amazing things. It's time that you start looking out into the world of what else is possible. And I feel like you are wanting to, but there is a lot of skepticism here. That's what I feel. So if that's the case, like, I get it, been there, done that. That skepticism is not going to bring you anywhere. Instead, look at people who have done what it is that you want to do. If it makes you like triggered or jealous, great. That is an indicator that your soul wants what those people have. And because other people can do it, because other people can have it, so can you. Why the fuck would you not be able to do the same thing? Right? Don't underestimate yourself. Go look for the ways that you can make it possible. Doesn't have to mean that you have to like be them in a month. No, like where they are, that is just, I'm not sure what the quote is, but like, don't compare your journey to someone who has done it for like 10 years or whatever. Start somewhere. But you are worthy of that happiness. Happiness is your birthright. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to do the things that light you up. Like, make that promise to yourself to do anything to light yourself up with joy. To do what is necessary to get you in this energy of flow, of happiness, of fulfillment. Right? Life is too short to just stay where you are not appreciated, to do the things that don't light you up. You've got a new start here. Make use of it. I know it's hard, but at the end of it, like, you will be so proud of yourself. So go do something that your future self will thank you for later. I know it's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. I wish you so much luck on this journey. Like, this is tough. But just know that you're capable. You're already in it. You're already doing it. I just feel like I needed to give you a little bit of tough love today. So sorry if it's been a little tough. But I really hope this helped. Let me know in the comments how it resonated, what you're going through. I love to support you there. I'm sending you so much love. Have patience with yourself. You got this. I know you got this. And I hope to see you in another reading. Just a reminder, I do soul journey sessions. If that piqued your interest, like I know that could really help in this process. It really helped me to tune into my soul's voice, to give me clear answers, to cut through the bullshit, to not stay here. Because when you listen to your soul, you cannot like run from it. It's just like, that's what it is. Your intuition will never bullshit you. It will just give you the answers that you really need to hear. And that's a soul journey session that you can do with me one-on-one, where you will get the answers from your soul. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Welcome, pal number 2, to your reading. Very excited to get started. Thank you for being here. You've got the card of the Sisterhood of the Rose. Excited to see what this all means. Then you got the universe works fast when I'm having fun, and perfect conditions. Okay, so this is beautiful, this energy. I feel like you've just overcome some kind of obstacle, some major thing, or you just had a realization that was very important to you, or you like got your diploma, something like that. So there has been some kind of change or event or realization happening that makes you want to make new plans. That is helping you create this new vision for yourself. With this card, the Melusina, I'm not sure how to say that. It's a mermaid, right? So it reminds me that like we are unique, we are special, we are magical beings. And so you are just finding out more about yourself and how special you actually are. And it's funny because like there are so many messages coming. Clear waters. I feel like you are seeing more clearly. With this card, I'm seeing like you are dreaming a new plan into being. You're realizing your worth, how special you actually are. But you are also so chaotic. I'm so sorry. Crossing a threshold into a new path. I feel like you are doing something that really lights you up. As you also have the universe works fast, but I'm having fun, perfect conditions, like you are maybe going on a holiday or making some kind of special trip that gets you in this really good mood, that really connects you with yourself, like sovereignty, unconditional love, like the sea, dolphins, like maybe you're going to, I wanted to say Greece, but don't go to Greece right now. There are like these huge fires and stuff. So sad. I'm really terrified for the people there. But maybe you are going to somewhere really beautiful with clear waters, as this is kind of the theme, right? Greece, you are my prayers. So what is the message here? What is it that you need to know? Because I feel like this is kind of the energy that you're in right now. The universe wants you to know that you have been creating these perfect conditions for yourself. You have done all this, right? It's a moment to appreciate what you've done, how far you've come, and to recognize that you're in this clear waters, creating your new vision state. And you get to relax and you get to really enjoy it, to enjoy yourself, the fruits of your labor, to rest your body, to indulge in pleasures, get good food, sunshine in your skin, like enjoy life right now. I feel like whatever has happened, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher, yeah, it's just this beautiful phase where you get to explore new sides of yourself and you get to just discover what lights you up and enjoy those things, to play in that world. And maybe you're like, girl, I have to work. Like it's not, it's not like that. But I still feel like there is this energy of you indulging in things that really are good for you and light you up, and make you discover different parts of yourself. Pretty curious to know like what you're doing. Let me know in the comments. Because it just feels really good. It feels like expansion. It feels like exploring new horizons. It feels like you're moving into a new phase where things just go easier, where things are just moving with ease, where you just get to have fun. How freaking cool is that? Let's see if I can get more information on what it is that you're moving into, what you're leaving behind. Yeah, maybe what are you leaving behind? Curious. What is it that you need to know? The star. You are the star right now. Like, this is the energy for sure. You just get to discover how awesome you are. We have the Chariot as well, which is about traveling, about moving into this new phase as well. Yin and yang. And also, like, the universe guiding you. You just get to enjoy, my love. You just get to discover more of you. And it feels really peaceful. It also feels a little bit scary, as it's just like, okay, is it okay that I'm like resting or doing nothing? Like, resting is productive, right? We need to be able to have these resting phases where we empty ourselves so new ideas, new perspectives can come up to be heard. Because if we are constantly doing stuff, having to be a certain person, like, we don't create the space for new insights or new inspiration to come in. It's needed to have those moments. Also to not even have new perspectives or inspiration, but to just be like, you're a human, to explore and experience life, right? And so enjoy being the star. Enjoy being in this energy. It's lovely. Courage. Why is courage here? Yeah. Because also, look at all the things that you had to do, had to go through, and now you're able to be in this energy. Maybe it has been a while since you have been able to feel this good, or to relax, or to enjoy yourself. Not to say that you, like, the first pile had the card of your happiness. Happiness is your birthright, and it is. Like, you don't have to go through hard shit to be able to, like, deserve this kind of happiness. No, you are deserving of happiness because you are here on the planet. Like, it's your birthright. You're not gonna say to a baby, like, you don't deserve happiness. You wish the baby the best, right? You are now just a grown version of a baby. Like, you still deserve happiness. But, yeah, it's more like, look at all the tough shit that you've been through, and like, let yourself enjoy if you have a hard time enjoying this success. Laziness. Laziness in the best sense of the word. Enjoy your laziness. Like, you get to be the rebel and do whatever you want to do right now. That's part of life. Enjoy it. Tuning in. The mind. Yeah, if the mind is taking over and telling you, like, you shouldn't rest, or you shouldn't do this, or maybe you're taking a little bit too much time off, like, tune in. Tune out of the mind, tune into the heart, to the soul. Do some meditation, do yoga, whatever works for you. To feel worthy again. Maybe it's just this chit chatter. Like, if you have taken some days off, right? Thinking about how you probably should be doing something is not going to be helpful in any way, because you already took some days off, right? So why spend your precious energy on worrying about that? If that happens though, because, like, we are programmed to have to be working all the time in order to be worthy. Thank you, society. Like, that's bullshit, right? I feel like you know this. So if that happens, if you feel guilty, if you are up in the mind, or you are thinking about what you have to do after your vacation, whatever, do something that takes your mind off that so you can just really enjoy. Your soul already knows that you are deserving. It feels already deserving. It might have some really fun ideas for you. Like, the soul also gives you inspiration for new things to try. So if you are in meditation, you can just ask your gut, your heart, like, what would you like to be doing today? And then, like, feel what comes up. Maybe it's something that you did as a kid, or maybe you want to visit a specific place, maybe the beach or like nature or whatever, and just follow that voice. Don't let the mind take over, just listen to the heart. You have all the time to explore, or maybe if you don't have the time, create those little moments to feel like you just can chill and you can try new things. Create that space for yourself, because there is an opportunity here to really enjoy it. Change and receptivity. This is kind of what will happen if you keep going with this. This is so exciting. So, change and receptivity. As you are moving in this energy, you are more open, right? Like I said, if you are doing stuff all the time, you are not open for new information to come in, or new energy, or a new vision or whatever. And so when you are opening yourself, if you are open to new experiences, new people, whatever it may be that you're doing, there will be shifts, because you will start to see things differently. That's just like if you experience something you haven't done before, like your world opens a little bit more, right? You have the card of the rebel. And so I feel like you might be changing things up a little bit, or you might be meeting new people, having new experiences that you didn't really expect. And that will just create some kind of change, maybe within how you look at things, or how you look at yourself and what's possible for you. And then you also have the card of receptivity. And so that also is reminding me of, like, it's okay to enjoy things. It's okay to let it in. Let blessings in, let miracles in, let abundance in, let love in. That is the energy that you're in right now. So challenge yourself to be as open as possible, to give back as well if that feels fun to you, to be in this give and take of this unconditional loving energy, of this joy, of this bliss, because it's flowing all around. You get to just enjoy it, you get to receive it, and see where it takes you. Like change, you have change. And the beautiful thing is, if you are doing the things that light you up, that is your soul speaking to you, like you are on the right path for you. And I feel like through this, you will discover more, like this, what did I call it? Passage. It's like you are on this journey, but you're not even aware of it, because you're just like enjoying, looking back on the past and like being proud. I hope you're proud of yourself for how far you've come. Like, you are shining, you are the star. But through this, like, your joy is guiding you towards even more of that goodness. It's your soul telling you, like, yes, this is where we belong. This is like what feels good. Let's do more of that. And the more you do that, the more inspiration you will feel about where it is you want to go. So maybe you're getting some insights. Maybe you're getting some inspiration of like a passion project you want to start, or a business, or making new friends that will like stay with you forever, or a new relationship, or maybe someone who will introduce you to someone else, and that will like be the catalyst of this new thing. I'm not sure, but I feel like this beautiful energy can also bring a lot of blessings with it, and you're not even aware of this like until like the next chapter. This is just a beautiful energy for you to grow while you are just enjoying. So you don't have to do all that like healing work and ancestral trauma healing and past lives and whatever. I'm not sure what you're doing when it comes to personal development and healing. I am a coach, like I do healing with my clients, but that is not always necessary. Like, enjoying life. That's also what I try to teach people that I work with. Like, your joy guides you the most in the best way. What lights you up, what gives you joy, is just your soul speaking to you. Like, yes, this is what I want to go for. And if you follow that voice, if you follow your joy, puzzle pieces will start to fall into place, and that will, like those breadcrumbs, right, that you can follow, and that will lead you to the next beautiful thing. That's kind of how I live my life, by following my joy, by tuning in and having fun. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's just the road of the soul. If you're interested in learning more about that and how that works, I would recommend reading The Surrender Experiment. It's such a fun book. It's about a man who has a spiritual awakening, who is like done with his studies. He is not even finished. And he goes to live in a van in the woods to meditate, to only do yoga, and like this very monk-like lifestyle that he creates for himself. And then he makes this promise to himself that whatever shows up in his life, he's just going to say yes to it. So it's called a surrender experiment, because he's like, okay, whatever the universe throws on my path is probably like what is meant for me. And so he starts to say yes to these things that are coming on his path, and they are what lights him up. Some things he just didn't expect would light him up, like he starts a community, and he at one point he's a contractor. Like, I don't want to spoil too much. I already did, I think. But like, his life is unfolding in such a magical, weird way. And at the end of it, he's just like a whole new, different person. Kind of becomes a millionaire at the end. It's a real story. Michael S. Singer, that's who it's from, The Surrender Experiment. I would highly recommend reading it. It's one of my favorite books. Yeah, so just following your joy and like enjoying yourself might be the best thing you can do to like discover your purpose, to attract abundance. Like, you don't know. It's just magical how that works if you start to listen to your soul's voice. This is kind of the card of grounding yourself. I feel like that's what you're doing as well. It's just like letting everything just be as it is, letting the past be the past, maybe reflecting, but just letting things be. Like, that's okay to do. It feels wonderful to be lazy. Being lazy is a good thing. And then this is the card of like things aligning, things getting into balance. I have to look this one up. I forgot. I think it was like being grateful. Receiving. Beautiful. Yeah. So the book of the card deck says like to receive help, to trust that the people that are coming on your path might be able to help you later, to just receive, because that is just going to help you on your path, and that is just a part of the human experience, right? We can do things for other people, but it's only fair if we get to receive in return as well. That's just the balancing of those energies. It's giving and taking, so you can take as well. I used to have a difficulty with the word like taking. I didn't really take for myself because that kind of felt wrong. But because I didn't really take, like choosing what it is that you want, speaking up for yourself, even like in little ways, to just deciding like, okay, I get to have this. I didn't really do that, but that made things out of balance. That made that people thought that I didn't really care, and so they might have the impression that they can just take from me because I didn't take, and so they could just get from me, kind of that energy. But that isn't helpful for you, right? So you get to take as well. It's giving and taking. And so make sure that you balance those energies out. If you are a giver, think by yourself, am I comfortable with taking as well? And what does that mean to you? What kind of, is it like a loaded question? Do you feel uncomfortable thinking about that, the word taking? What does it mean to you? And how can you spin it in a way that makes you feel comfortable taking? how could you feel better about that? How would that look? Or is it even like scary to think about that? I get triggered when I say that. And so I still have some thinking to do about that as well. Can I get any more messages for a pile number? Whoa! Whoa! That's a bit too much. I got like 20 cards. The one fell on the ground, so let's just take that. A win-win outcome is forecast. Yeah, you're just in this really lucky energy. Receive. See where this takes you. It's so fun. The answers you need are coming. What answers are we talking about here? Maybe there's something that you've been wondering about. You're very close to achieving your goal. Yeah, so maybe you are kind of in this waiting energy as well and trying to enjoy it while you are maybe waiting on something. But it will all work itself out. A win-win outcome, like you're close to achieving your goal. You've got this. I feel like in this period you will also get the answers because you're able to be open, right? That creates that space for the answers to come in that you need. Is there anything else? True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Yeah, so if you got triggered by my question, what is underneath that feeling? Or when it comes to something else, if you feel triggered, if you're honest about why you are triggered, what those feelings are that you're feeling, like if you're triggered, is it fear that you're feeling, or sadness, or guilt, or wanting to hide, not feeling heard? What is the feeling? If you can zoom in on that feeling, it becomes less scary because you're not running away from it anymore. If you just allow it to be, you can just, like I always tell my clients, like what is coming is going. It's coming up for a reason to be released. And so if you just let it be, it can just exist, and it can also tell you whatever it wants to tell you because it's coming up for a reason, right? And then you can release it as well. And so those triggers, you can work with those triggers and it won't trigger you as much because you know why you are triggered, right? In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me towards right-minded thinking and the energy of love. In every moment, you get to choose how you want to respond to things. And if you ask for it, if you set the intention to see things a certain way, if you want to see the good in the situation, if you want to see the lesson in the situation, if you want to look at the other people that you might be triggered by through the eyes of love, that is what you will be able to do. You get to make those decisions and you get to look for the miracles in the situation because they are always there. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. We also had the card of tuning in, of meditation. Yeah, so just a reminder to, if you are triggered, if you are up in the mind a lot, right? If you're thinking about the situation that you want answers on, to just come back, to just enjoy, to tune into your heart, to your truth. To let it just be the best is what I'm hearing. Yeah, and in the beginning, like I felt like you are creating this new vision, or you are thinking about how you want to do things, because it's also like the energy of endless possibilities, this waiting. I'm not sure if it's a waiting period, but you're just like enjoying, right? Use this period to dream big, to follow your joy, to surrender, to do the surrender experiment. Let me know how this reading resonated. I would love to know. I hope if you are on holiday or doing a fun trip, I wish you safe travels, have fun. If you're working and you're like, girl, I need to create some space for myself, I hope you get to do that and really enjoy yourself. Have fun with this process. Receive. I love you guys. I hope to see you in another reading. And I wish you a beautiful rest of your day or evening. Also, if you are interested in doing personal coaching with me, I do these soul journeys where I let you receive the answers of your soul. And so you get to have a conversation with what your soul is wanting you wanting to tell you about your life, where you're going, your vision, what it really wants to experience. You can get answers on all kinds of questions from your soul. I always try to redirect the power back to my clients, so I'm not going to tell you, like, these are just an energy check-in to help you get some messages, but it's important to me to empower people to get their own answers, because everything is already within you. And so I really love doing these soul journeys. So if that sounds fun to you as well, you can check them out below. I have a summer sale right now. So if you want to make use out of that discount, be quick because it's only this summer. Love you guys so much. See you soon. Bye. Welcome, Pal 3, to your reading. So excited to get started. So you started off with the card of Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. I have this card on my desk, which this is my desk. And I really felt called to pick it up as well. So I think that's for you as well. I choose to learn through love. Yeah, it's for you. Good. Then you also got the calling, open channel, living library, heart liberations, when I lean towards love, I am led. It's funny because these cards are from The Universe Has Your Back deck, which is a book from Gabby Bernstein about A Course in Miracles. And I only got one card of these cards for each pile, but you got 3. So I'm excited to see why. I surrender to a power greater than me and adventure. I feel kind of a heavy energy, and I feel like you are releasing something right now. I hear something of great value. So this might be a relationship. This might be a dream you've had for a time. Something that is very dear to your heart. And I also feel like this is bringing you outside of your comfort zone. I feel like this has been going on for a little bit already. And so you're kind of getting used to this new reality of letting this thing go. It's just more about, okay, I kind of am accepting that this has been happening, or I'm in this situation, which I'm so sorry for you, because like this feels pretty sad to leave this behind. And so you're healing while you're also trying to move forward with this or without this. I kind of feel like you are bringing it within your heart, like maybe physically it's not there anymore, or you know that you need to move forward, that you need to leave this behind. But while you're doing that, it always lives on in our heart, right? It's part of our story, never goes away. That's not the same, but yeah, these things shape us to be who we are, and that's beautiful. So look at how this thing, this dream, this person has I heard the word develop, how it has developed you. We always learn things from other people, from our dreams, from our experiences. That is what you're bringing with you, right? For some reason, I feel like this is the most important card here present, but I have not figured out why yet. Living library. Yeah, maybe like the lessons that you have learned, living library. You create these stories, these books of experiences that you go through, these lessons that you're learning. They are becoming a part of your story. It's funny that I said that, because like a library, books, stories, that is what you're building, right? I feel like you are some kind of teacher, because I have this really wise energy with me present in this reading, like that's your energy. I also feel like you have a strong bond with your ancestors or like your family. You have knowledge in a high regard. Like it's important to you to seek wisdom, to carry it with you, to talk about it with others. I feel like that is what you are now being called to do. I feel kind of this pain and you wanting to move forward, and you feel this need to use your voice or do something with your knowledge to be able to move forward. It kind of feels like this need, like I have to teach others this. I need to do something with this information, or I need to take action on this because of what I've been through. I feel like you have a beautiful story, and I feel like it's bigger than you. I feel like it has maybe to do with your ancestors as well. It might be something that you have been carrying, like we all carry trauma with us from generations. And so maybe you are the cycle breaker. Maybe there is something within your family that has been going on for a long time, and you are the one that stopped that repetition of that story. You have like broken the chain, and it's now time to teach others how to do that within their families, within their healing journeys as well. And you take this very seriously. For some reason, I feel like you might be taking it a little bit too seriously. And I don't want to trigger you in that, because it's your story, and teaching other people how to heal their ancestral trauma, I mean, that's huge. That's amazing. That's beautiful. And that is so powerful. That's not what I mean. I mean, you might be a little bit too hard on yourself after you've been through this. Not to say that it's not important to not do anything with it, and that's also not what I'm saying. It's more like maybe now would do more harm than good. Maybe now, after you've just experienced this, is not the right timing, because maybe you need to heal a little bit more yourself, to take some more time to breathe, to experience life a little bit more, instead of feeling this, putting this pressure on yourself to be this teacher. And I'm saying this because like we all go through our own shit, right? I've had some of these moments where I've been through a toxic relationship, or I learned like I can talk to you about my life experiences, my stories, but that's not really of use here. It's more like when I've been through something like that, I felt so much pain, so much emotion, so many lessons that I learned, so many like insights that I had after I've got out of that, right? And it felt like I needed to help those people who were also going through that, to open their eyes, right? Because I didn't want anyone to go through what I went through. But what I actually needed was time to get back to love. Now I'm getting it. Yeah. Because my nervous system was wrecked. I had panic attacks. I was burned out. I worked. I got a new job, but I got panic attacks before I went to my job. And then when I got home, it was pretty tough. And so that is not the right moment to push yourself to go teach other people, to go help other people. That is a moment. I'm not saying like that's your situation, but that's kind of what I'm reminded of, as I felt a really heavy, sad energy in the beginning, and that is what I was feeling then as well. It was I needed to help myself first. Sometimes through helping others, we can help ourselves the best, right? Because it's a distraction. It feels really good. But, and I'm not sure yet, like, what the best plan of attack is here. I'm reminded of the fact that maybe it's time to take a step back first to reevaluate this. Okay, yeah, and then we have surrender here and adventure. Don't push yourself too much. If it feels like your life's work to do something with your story, it is, right? You can feel that in your whole body, in your whole being, you will know. So trust that. Always trust your inner voice. I'm never going to tell you to not trust your intuition. That's my job, to help other people listen to their intuition. That's so beautiful. Pay attention to that. But if you also have within that feeling of your intuition, the feeling of maybe I need a little bit more time to reevaluate how I want to tell my story or how I want to teach others. Maybe there is still maybe some puzzle pieces needed to fall into place. Maybe I need to create a more solid foundation for myself. Maybe I need some more time to dream up my heaven on earth, what that is, what I need in order to create that heaven on earth for myself first, in order to be an open channel to give to others. Instead of move from this energy of needing to do something because you feel triggered still or wanting to distract yourself. Maybe it's time to go on a little adventure for yourself to maybe calm your nervous system. I'm not sure for who that applies, but I needed a lot of time off to be able to feel like myself again. And only after that I could really give to others in the best way possible. I first needed to love myself. I first needed to trust the universe again, as I felt like it kind of betrayed me. I needed to reconnect with my connection to the divine, to learn to trust myself again, to learn to trust the universe, to surrender to a new plan of okay, what's next? How to move forward right now. And for a long time I didn't know, but I needed that time, that blank slate, to be an open channel, to let the next story unfold, to create my heaven on earth. That has been the best period for me. Through that experience, I had a awakening of how I wanted to live my life. And I got this vision of how I wanted to move forward after some time. It took time. I went to England with my family on vacation. We did some road trips, we camped, and I was just writing and processing everything that I had just been through. And through that, I created a beautiful business plan. I just intuitively knew I wanted to do something with it through a coaching business. And that is what I've been doing for the rest of my life, these last 5 years. It all started there because I was able to give myself the time to process, to create that blank slate for that vision to come up. If I didn't give myself that time, I might have just gone back to what other people were wanting of me. Maybe started to do a study, to work for someone else. But instead, I just gave myself the space to breathe, for the vision to unfold, to surrender, to connect with myself again. Yeah, that's pretty deep. And you are a living library as well. You have all these beautiful stories, and this is just another story added to that library. I'm also being reminded to look at the stories that have happened before this. How much you have already learned, and to also look at those things, to see how resilient you already are, to see how much you've already been through, and what else you can teach others. To not focus on this one thing, but to look at the whole story. Because before this happened, you already went through some other things in order for you to be here right now, right? To be able to handle this, to be able to move into this next chapter. To look at yourself from a different perspective, to see the whole picture. Who have you become? How did you get there? And what else can you teach others? Or what else has brought you where you are today? Can you make sense of it? Of how it's been unfolding for you? That's the message. The universe is trying to tell me, see the whole timeline. Can you see why this happened? So maybe it's hard for you to trust the universe right now as well, and yourself. that did really help me to look back on other things that happened in my life as well and to connect the dots. And that made me trust life a little bit more. Maybe it's hard to see the whole picture right now. Maybe it's hard to connect the dots. Keep trying. You will see why things worked out the way they worked out. And don't really try to make yourself look at it. Also just patience, right? Surrender. You'll see it when it's time to see it. Puzzle pieces will start to fall into place in divine timing. Don't force anything here. But try to see the whole picture. Don't get too focused on this one event. You are so much more than that. You are so much more than what happened to you. You are not what happened to you. You are your beautiful soul who is here to experience life, who is here to grow, who is here to shine. And you're being an open channel, and so you will receive that guidance. You will receive those answers. You will start to see the whole picture. You will start to see how you may move forward soon to liberate your heart. I feel like you have been in this healing journey, but I feel like you will get out of this. You will heal, for sure. This is not the end. It's never been. I'm going to shuffle some tarot for you now. What do we want to know? How to surrender. How can pile 3 help themselves? 5 of Swords. So it might feel like you are having to still fight. It's not done yet. And you have to stick up for yourself. The 5 of Swords is a card of there is not a really good outcome in this situation because the fighting only hurts, right? It doesn't really help one of these people. It's just not helpful. Yeah. Maybe that's the message as well. I choose to learn through love. What is the most loving thing you can do in this situation? That doesn't mean that you need to let people walk over you. That doesn't mean that you don't stand up for yourself. What is an act of self-love? But also, how can you do it in the most loving way? If it's speaking up, how can you create space for that other people or person to feel safe enough to also share their truth? That's by sharing your truth in the most honest way. People need to feel like they want to also reciprocate that energy, right? If you're honest with them, if you are sharing from a loving place for yourself, then people tend to respect that, right? And so that's kind of the energy that you will be matched with. If you are going into speaking up for yourself in this fighting mode, that's the energy that you will get reciprocated. If that is needed, if you're disrespected, you get to show up for yourself in the way that you need to, right? That feels right to you in that moment. So, but think about in the grand scheme of things, maybe you want to take revenge or but what is the most loving thing that you can do for yourself and for everyone involved? Maybe it is just to stand your ground, speak your truth, be respectful towards yourself and the other people. And then in the grand scheme of things, because this feels like it isn't done yet, it's bigger, it's pretty big. If you do it like that, people can only respect you, right? So create the best environment for yourself, create the best circumstances so that people can take you seriously. And when this is all over, they can say okay, they handled it with care. They didn't throw other people under the bus. They didn't make it uglier than it needed to be. Again, if you feel like you really need to stand your ground and teach people a lesson, go for it. But what is the most loving way? It's tough. It's tough, especially if you really feel disrespected. Queen of Pentacles. I love that. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles is grounded, loving. That's you. And so I feel like that is kind of the way that you want to go about this. And so if things are unsure of how to move forward, how to speak up, take some time. Think about it. Take a time out. Take your time. I just had an argument with someone where I was disrespected and I took my sweet time to reply. And I'm glad I did that, because my ego otherwise would have sent a very different text. You get to take your time, right? To make the choices that feel good to you. And like, there is a lot of wisdom within you. This might not have been like the first time this happened, or something similar also happened. So what have you learned by that, and how do you want to respond differently so you get to respect yourself the most in the end? Like, after this, you want to be able to say to yourself, like, I'm so glad that we handled it like this. I can be proud of myself. Like, maybe it's a shit show, but I know that I took care of myself in the best way possible. Judgment. If you follow your heart, if you listen to the universe, to what your heart is telling you, you're doing the right thing. Like karma, right? Everything needs to be balanced out. Don't worry about it too much. Just know that you get to do whatever it is that you want, and if it comes from a place of love, of respect, things will start to fall into place. Don't be too afraid of this. You know who you are. Don't let anyone mess with that. You know who you are. Don't let anyone doubt that as well. And maybe this is the best opportunity to show the world who you really are. And you get to set the record straight. Maybe this is the opportunity to do that. Receive. This is the card of receiving. Yeah, the energy that is flowing out of you, energy always needs to be reciprocated, right? So whatever you are sending out right now and have been is felt. And so if you have been doing things differently than you thought you would, or you're regretting something, you can still set the record straight, right? By showing up differently, by talking about it, if that is needed. You will feel what it is that you need to do. So you can be proud of yourself in the end. Wisdom. Yeah, look a little bit deeper. I'm still being directed back to this card. Like, there's something about things that happened in the past that you are already proud of how you handled it, or you have learned a pretty important lesson through that. The universe is trying to remind you of what happened and to redirect back to how you handle that, or how you would want to do things differently, and to do those things then differently in this situation. I hope that makes sense for you. Okay. Let's see, is there anything? Okay. Can I get some more messages for pile 3? What is it that they're moving into? Suppression. Interesting. Why is suppression here? Possibilities. Don't let anyone hold you back in sharing your truth. I feel like there is someone here, or a situation where you feel like you cannot speak up because someone doesn't want you to speak up, or you know that it will make someone uncomfortable. You will know that it will change things. But you also have the card of possibilities. And I'm guided to open channel. So take your time and really feel into your soul, into your heart, what it is that you want to do. What will make you the most proud? What is it that you need to do for yourself? Don't leave yourself right now. Don't disregard your feelings or what it is that you need or what you want. It's not worth it. If this is a cycle that has been going on, like if this is something that is in your family, and I'm not sure what the situation is, but if this is about speaking up, about showing your true colors, about who you really are, if this is about love, respect, wanting that, and not settling for anything less, or if this is about maybe getting a raise at work, right? Whatever it may be, it is about respecting yourself. So don't leave yourself hanging. Like, this is a possibility to show yourself how strong you are. And maybe that you didn't really work out in the past to do that, and you might regret that. So be your own best friend. What would you tell your best friend in this situation? Courage. You have the courage. I feel like you've already been through this, or like you already know what to do. because of the past. You already know what to do. Awareness. Right. You have the awareness. It even has the same kind of colors. Maturity. Yeah. You're at the point where you are mature enough to know what it is that you need to do for yourself, or how to handle this, how to move forward, what to share, what not to share, how to stand your ground. You are mature enough to choose the most loving way. People who are not mature will listen to their ego and will scream and shout and blame other people, right? That's not how we go about this, right? You're not doing that. You know better now. You know that in the end, what goes around comes around. You're wanting to respect yourself. Yeah, so the most loving thing you can do right now is to listen to your own heart, to respect it, to take action from that place when you feel like it is the right time, like you can take your time. But this is an opportunity to do that, to change the narrative, to break the chain, if this is something that is like bigger than you. And I also want to say I'm already so proud of you because you've already come so far. You are aware of this, otherwise you would not be receiving these messages from me right now. You would not have clicked this video even. You would not have received this energetic information, right? Because if this is resonating, it is also energetically resonating within your body, and this will help you move forward to see it like right here. I would love to hear from you in the comments, like how this is resonating, if you want to share anything about this. But like becoming even more aware of this process that you're going through, because I'm like laying it out right here, is making you aware of how to move forward as well, right? This can just sink in, and you will know what to do for sure. Just take the time to integrate this and to not leave yourself hanging. Don't let the past hold you back. Yeah. The past is the past. We're moving forward, right? Judgment. We're going for something better, something new. Have faith in your dreams. You are important. Your dreams are important. There is a reason for this. Respect yourself. You are such a beautiful human being. I know it. I hope you know it. Don't leave yourself hanging. Hold your vision. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. Believe you're worthy of a good outcome. Respect yourself. Respect the other people. We're all human. We're all going through lessons. The text that I sent to that person, like, we were not on the same page. We were both in different stages of our life. I was very surprised that that person even did what they did, because it was pretty stupid. Pretty stupid. I'm like, really? Why would you think that that is a good idea? What goes around comes around, right? And everyone is learning different things at different stages of their life. We cannot look inside their head. We cannot feel their trauma. We cannot feel their life experience. We can only assume. Not to say that, like, if something has done you wrong, you should forgive them, but more to say, like, we're all human. We all do stupid things sometimes. Have compassion for the journey, while also having the most respect and love for yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to take someone else's shit, right? Don't do that. But we're all going through phases. And so your phase is just to like create some magic for yourself, to step out of this situation. It's a possibility to move forward. It's a possibility to do something different for yourself, to heal yourself. You are so wise. Don't let the past hold you back.
I wish you a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye!